Dear students, looking to the present condition of COVID-19, we don't know when the schools are going to reopen. So whatever teaching work is going on, you get used to that online teaching and study all the things seriously. This is a fact and you have to accept it, and you people are in standard 10th, so sure and certainly you will have to appear for the board exams. So study the things seriously and watch the video from the starting to the end and try to understand each and everything what is taught through this video. So let's begin. See, Microsoft Excel program or this Calc program is different than the other programs we use. For example, in Microsoft Word, we do the typing work and we do the formatting work, and finally we take out the printout. We don't expect the program to calculate any results and give us the output. While Excel is such a program in which we have to enter the data, and Excel has to perform the calculations and give us the results, and that we need for the output. So in this chapter you will be taught more than 50 different functions, and I am sure after learning these many basic functions you will become masters of Excel. Your work efficiency, your speed, the way of doing the work, everything will improve. So whether you find this chapter interesting or you find it boring, it doesn't make any difference. You have to learn all these things. Now in real life, entering only data and simple mathematical expressions may not be sufficient. For applications involving complex decision-making operations and analyzing large amount of data. To carry out such activities, spreadsheet programs such as Calc provides built-in functions or built-in standard functions. Now the words from which MCQ could be formed, I have marked in red color. Now see, spreadsheet package provides various functions for such purpose, among which the functions which are there in our course are as under. It could be categorized, the functions could be categorized into mathematical, logical, statistical, date and time, financial and text-based functions. Now the basic things about functions which you should remember is that a function like an expression generally begins, not generally, it is given wrong, every time begins with an equal to sign followed by the function name. See, for example, we had done the sum of different subjects marks, then we had used the function sum. If you have seen in the address bar, it was displayed, or sorry, formula bar, it was displayed is equal to sum, then brackets open, a colon a1 colon d1 and brackets close. So what was the syntax of that function? It begins with an is equal to sign followed by the name of the function. What was the name of the function? Sum. Then inside the bracket there were two arguments, a1 colon d1. So a1 and d1 were the arguments which were written inside the bracket. Now the function may have one or more arguments, it depends on the function. And one thing which is compulsory is all the functions should start with the is equal to symbol. Now what is the importance of that thing? That we want Excel to perform some calculations for us. Am I right? Then how will the Excel come to know that it has to perform some calculations? Without is equal to, if I simply type sum brackets open a1 colon d1, then it will think that this is simple text. I don't have to perform any calculation on it. So it is compulsory to add is equal to sign. Now the argument can be a value. See, I can also type is equal to sum 45 plus 55 plus 55, like that way, 45 comma 55, like that way also. So it could be a value also, 45 or 55 is a value, or it could be a cell address. A1, D1 are cell addresses. It could also be text, or it could be constant, or it could be one or more functions also. So it depends. Now see, we were just now talking about the most commonly used function which you all are familiar with, that is sum function. Now the sum function directly applied from the toolbar using the sigma sign is a shortcut key to insert that function. Systematically, the same function can be written as is equal to sum bracket open and then the cell range, where sum is the name of the function and A1 colon A10 are the references or cell addresses. Together, A1 and A10, that is A1 colon A10, specifies a cell range of the cell containing 10 different values lying in those cells. Contents written in the bracket are known as argument of the function. Instead of cell range, we can also write the cell addresses by applying comma. That is, I can also type A1, A2, A3, A4 until A10. Both the things could be done. Now here I have displayed the screenshot taken from your textbook. In this, all the three methods are displayed, that is using sigma sign or using sum function but putting colon to count the sum of the whole cell range, and third technique is by adding comma. Now one thing which should be noted is whenever you use any cell address in any of the function, the border of that cell will turn into a different color. You can observe here. In same way, the cells which we have taken into reference, that is A1, A2, their color also will be changed. Now one thing I would like to ask you, that when should we use colon and when should we use comma? Any idea? Now the answer to that is, suppose if you want to calculate the values lying in cell A1 till A10, all the values, then you can use colon. But suppose if you don't want to calculate the value lying in cell A3 or A8 or something in between, then you will have to use comma so that you can skip those cell values. There are numerous functions given by the Excel program or Calc program. Now, it is not possible to place so many functions on the toolbar, right? Or it is not even possible to remember so many functions with their correct syntax. Hence, most of the functions are entered through the function wizard. To open function wizard, there are different techniques. There are three techniques which are given here. First thing, you select the cell in which you want the result to be displayed. Next step, you have to click on the insert menu, and from insert menu you will get the function option, or else you can press Ctrl F. Now I have tried pressing Ctrl F2, but Ctrl F2 will not work in Excel program. It may be working in Calc, I don't know. And the third technique is press the function key given on the wizard. Now I will teach you all these things practically. Now practically I am teaching you how to insert the function. The first method, there are two methods. First method is click on insert menu, and from that you will get this option called function. Now one common thing which you have to remember is wherever these three dots are given, that means if you click on that, a dialog box will open. So if I click on this, a dialog box will open. Fine. Another way of inserting the function is, here sigma sign is given for inserting AutoSum function. Next to sigma sign there is a small drop down arrow key. If I click on that, it will show me this many things. Here I will get the option called more functions. If I click on this, like this way, more function insert function dialog box will open. Now here it is displaying me most recently used functions are displayed on this part. Now if I know the name of the function and if I want to use that function, I can straight away type the name of that function here also. For example, COUNTIF. If I type like this, when click on OK button or go button, then it will display me that function's name. Okay, another thing, we were just now in most recently used functions. If I click on drop down arrow, okay, it will display me all. If I click on this, it will show me in alphabetic order all the functions. Fine. Another thing is, it has also given me different categories, financial and date and time and etc etc. If I click on any of the category, then it will display me the functions related to that respective category. Fine. Just now I don't want to use any of the function. Now I am teaching you the same thing in the Excel which you are using at your house. Now when you open the Excel program, you will be on the Home tab. From here you have to go to Formula tab. Remember, Formulas. If you click on Formulas tab, at once this thing will open. Insert function, auto sum, recently used function, financial, logical, etc. Now if you click on insert function, the same dialog box which we had seen in the earlier version, that is 2003 version or Calc version, will open. Hope this much is clear. From the different categories of functions, first we will learn mathematical functions. Now mathematical functions are very helpful when we work with numbers in Calc. There are a number of functions related to maths from which you are to be taught the most common one and the most useful one. Before we continue further, if you are new on my channel and haven't subscribed the channel yet, please do subscribe the channel and continue watching the video. The first function is to find the absolute values of numbers. For that, the function which is used is ABS function. Now whether it is written in all capital or in small, it doesn't make any difference. The ABS function removes the minus sign from a negative number and makes the number positive. Now the first thing which will come into your mind is that, sir, if we want positive number only, then why shall we type negative number? Am I right? So I will explain you with an example that if the output of something else is coming in negative and further you want to treat it as positive, then you need this thing. I will explain you just now. It does nothing on 0 or positive number. It let it remain as it is. The syntax means the way of writing that function is equal to ABS bracket open and inside the bracket the number on which you want to perform this operation. ABS function is very helpful when we want only positive numbers in the output. Now consider that you are using an expression within another expression. The Calc first calculates the inner expression and uses the inner expression value as an argument for the outer expression. But the outer expression, such as square root, allows only non-negative values. What if the inner expression returns a negative value? The negative value of the inner expression makes the outer expression invalid. So in such circumstances, you will need to use this function. Now I am teaching you the things practically. Now, first of all, the first thing which I should do is I should save the file with the file name as functions. Okay, I am not saving it just now, otherwise time will get wasted. Now here it is written sheet1. I should rename it as ABS. So whenever I want to refer to this function, I can open this file and this sheet. Fine. Now here I have typed the heading value of n. Now I will type here any negative number, minus 19 for example. Then here I should type the function which is used, ABS, and cell reference I am using as B1. So I type here B1. Now see, if I have not typed is equal to sign, it is considered as simple text. It doesn't give me any output. I will align it towards this side. Fine. Now I will make the use of this function, that is equal to ABS and that number B1. So I got the output. So like this way you all are supposed to store the things which are store the functions which I am teaching you one by one. I hope that you all may be knowing how difficult it is to find out exponential value in mathematics. Am I right? So here that could be found very easily using a function. The EXP function returns the value of the exponential function e raised to x for the given number x, where e is approximately equal to 2.718281828, and the syntax is exp into bracket the number. So first thing, I have renamed the worksheet like this way. Whichever function, for example, just now I had used ABS function, so I have named the worksheet as ABS. So like this way I will go on renaming as per the functions I am teaching you. So at the time of exams also, when I want to revise the functions, I can easily revise them. So you too do the same thing. Now here value of n, for example, I want to find the exponential value of 3. I type here that thing. The function which is used is exp. So in exp I will not type is equal to. Now here I will use that function. Now in the advanced version of Excel, as soon as you type e or x, it will prompt you for the name of the function. This 2003 version is very old, like Calc, so it is not prompting me. So this is the answer. Whatever number I enter here, it will give me the answer to it. Now you all may have seen the logarithm table. Am I right? Log and anti-log and those all things you are able to find. And in that such a lot of time is wasted and so much things you have to look for. While here you can easily find the natural logarithm using the function ln. The ln function returns the value of the natural logarithm, that is the logarithm base of e for the given positive number. The syntax is ln into bracket number, where number is any positive number. For example, if we write ln into bracket 8 in a cell, it will return 2.079441517. To find the logarithm base 10, we use the function name log 10. Now you have to remember that you don't have to leave any space anywhere. For example, here I type 8, then here I am typing the name of that function for ready reference, and here I am making the use of that function. Now these functions are not case sensitive, so whether you type capital or small, it doesn't make any difference. So like this way you will get the answer. Now we will learn about logarithm base 10. The log 10 function returns the value of logarithm base 10 for the given positive number, and the syntax is as usual log 10. Don't leave space between log and 10. Remember that thing. Into bracket n, where n is a positive number. We all know the meaning of power. Power means raised to. So the power function returns the number raised to the given power, and the syntax is power into bracket number, comma, don't leave any space in between here, comma, and power, and bracket close. For example, if you want to get the answer 2 raised to 10, then you have to write is equal to power 2 comma 10, brackets close, and the output will be 1024. This power function could be very useful to you. For example, if I want to find 2 raised to 1, or 2 raised to 2 or 2 raised to 3. Now I will show you how to find out till 10. So here I have typed 2 and here I have typed 1. Okay. Now as we know, I have to use the function power is equal to power. Okay, now number, say it is prompting me that number, which number is 2, comma, then power raised to 1. So I will get the answer. But if I drag, then it will show me different result, right? So I had taught you how to set the absolute reference, and to revise that thing only I have prepared this another table. So here what I have to do is I have to make C2 is absolute reference. So I will add dollar before C and dollar before 2 and I will click OK. Now if I drag like this way, it will give me that 2 raised to 10 is equal to 1024, 2 raised to 9 is equal to 512. And this table, if you have kept prepared like this way, then anytime it could be helpful to you. Suppose if you want to type, if you want to get the raised twos of 5, then you type here 5, 2, 3, 4, anything. So you will get the answer. Fine. And to store this thing perfectly, here we can, we also have to type it on the right hand side. Either I can type here 2, 10 or I can straight away use that cell address function used, and here I have to use that function. Number and raised to power. I will get the answer. In mathematics, you all may have studied about the factorial. Am I right? So this is not a new thing for you. Here, the fact function returns the value of the factorial function for the given number. That is, the product of all integers from 1 to the given number. The general form of the function is equal to fact into bracket the number, where the number is an integer number. For example, if we write is equal to fact into bracket 3, then the Calc will consider this as an expression 1 into 2 into 3 and return us 6. Now we will use the fact function to find out the factorial. For example, if I type 4 here, okay, the function uses FACT and B1 here is equal to fact B1. So you get the answer like this way. Whatever number you enter here, you will get the factorial of that number.